Today on Game Rant, gamers petition against Valve's changes, Assassin's Creed Shadow's massive budget has been confirmed, and Ueda discusses the future of game mechanics. Last week, Valve made an announcement regarding content guidelines for games sold on their Steam store platform. In particular, developers were told to avoid materials and subjects which, quote, may violate the rules and standards set forth by Steam's payment processors and related card networks and banks, or internet network providers. In particular, certain kinds of adult-only content. Credit card companies are required to comply with the laws of multiple nations and in particular are not allowed to clear the sale of illegal materials or products that may conflict with federal laws, regardless of the product's availability on a local level. Likewise, business owners must be in compliance with the requests of financial institutions or else risk losing their ability to use certain cards in sales, in addition to other legal punishments. In response, a Change.org petition called Tell MasterCard, Visa, and activist groups Stop Controlling What We Can Watch, Read, or Play is currently sitting above 11,000 signatures. User comments cite multiple concerns from the protection of fictional content to the potential censorship of LGBTQ+ materials such as pride flags and queer characters. Closing the petition with the request, quote, let creators create, let consumers choose, payment processors and activist groups should not be cultural gatekeepers in a digital age, end quote. Notably, the petition does not include Valve and its subjects, instead making their plea directly to MasterCard and Visa, the companies that process the payments between the user's bank and Steam. In a statement to news outlet Eurogamer, Valve addressed their decision claiming not doing so could impede the entire storefront. Quote, we were recently notified that certain games on Steam may violate the rules and standards set forth by our payment processors and their related card networks and banks. As a result, we are retiring those games from being sold on the Steam store because loss of payment methods would prevent customers from being able to purchase other titles and game content on Steam, end quote. However, this has also resulted in a wave of online harassment directed at activists including group Collective Shout, which according to their social media accounts aims to end the objectification of women and girls in media and culture. This followed in part because co-founder Melinda Taccard shared pieces of an article from news outlet The Australian, which claimed Collective Shout is the reason for the changes. Although Ms. Taccard welcomed the decision, it should be noted neither Valve or either payment processor have confirmed Collective Shout's role, and even the article itself cites the influx of harassment to Collective Shout as evidence of their influence, a potentially specious line of thinking. Have any of your games gone missing since the change? Chat back in the comments below. According to market research company Circana, Assassin's Creed Shadows has been a significant hit, being the third best-selling game of 2025. But according to Ubisoft's Yves Guillemot, it required a significant investment to produce. Although a company policy restricted him from sharing numbers directly, Mr. Guillemot confirmed the report from news outlet Tweaktown that claimed Assassin's Creed Shadows' budget was north of 100 million euros or $117 million. But he also explained part of the process is investing into the game's engine. Assassin's Creed Shadows uses the latest version of Ubisoft Anvil, the same engine used in the prior series entries Valhalla and Mirage, as well as other Ubisoft games Skull and Bones, Immortals Phoenix Rising, and the upcoming Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time. Stay tuned for a huge budget rumor later in the video. One of the most respected game creators of the PlayStation 2 generation has shared his thoughts with the current state of the game industry. In an interview with DeFi Minico Gamer, Fumito Ueda and Takai Takahashi discussed Takahashi's newest game to a T. Takahashi is best known for his work on Katamari Damacy and Nobi Nobi Boy. Meanwhile, Ueda famously directed Ico's Shadow of the Colossus and The Last Guardian, and is currently working on an untitled project at his Gen Design, as revealed at last year's Game Awards. During the discussion, Ueda praised to a T, but for some rather humorous reasons. Quote, I don't remember exactly why I replied like at the time, but I think I was probably thinking the era of mechanics is over. I wonder if we are no longer in the era where we need to provide new devices or new mechanics every single time. Even if the mechanics are not new, you can focus on the feel and the art. Whether you like it or not, it's better to sharpening the existing mechanics. Returning to my topic of To a T, my honest impression after playing it was that it was just right. Even if the mechanics were existing, by changing the balance and rearranging them, it was possible to create a fresh experience, end quote. However, Takahashi, his longtime friend, then teased him, claiming Ueda has been making the same claims since Journey was released on the PlayStation 3 in 2013. Do you think the era of new gameplay mechanics for every game is over? Chat back in the comments below. We've got a whole lot of stories and a little time to do it, so what do you say to a quick news blast? According to Julio Rodriguez, the CEO of Void Interactive, the recent launch of Ready or Not on consoles has already surpassed 1 million copies on those platforms alone, claiming its sales have already outpaced the PC launch in 2021. Helldiver 2 players shouldn't expect visual enhancements such as FSR or DLSS, at least not yet. Arrowhead Game Studio CEO Shams Jorjani addressed the question directly on the game's official Discord server, saying, quote, there are other more fundamental problems that impact performance that we will focus on before DLSS FSR, but it's being discussed, end quote. In a recent interview, Valve co-founder CEO Gabe Newell recently spoke to Zakhar Olive about a range of topics, including his daily routine, which always includes work.
I live on a boat, so I just hang out with everybody on the boat. Then I work. I work 7 days a week. I'm working from my bedroom, as you can tell. I like working. It's fun. To me, it doesn't feel like work. It's like, the kinds of things that I get to do every day are super awesome.
In a recent interview with Game Informer, Sucker Punch's Nate Fox discussed the future of the Infamous franchise. Quote, "I would love to work on more Infamous. I would love to see a trilogy re-release, but Sucker Punch is a one-game-at-a-time shop. And right now we are very focused on finishing Ghosts of Yotei." Twitter user Tamir222 recently shared documents from the French government, including an Arcane Studios game which received an upwards of 94 million euros in 2023, with an expected depletion by 2026, leading some to speculate this could be the budget of their upcoming Marvel's Blade. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video, but we'll be back tomorrow. In the meantime, why not check out Below Cut Condi's new video about Metroid Prime 4 and how long we've all been waiting for it. Keep clicking around here at Game Rant, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody.